and welcome to another episode of Christine's Colorings and Crafts. We're taking a page from last night, still unable to talk very well. But I decided to go ahead and get started. Let me get my electric sharpener here real quick. Tonight I figured we would do the Castle Arts Pasteltints versus the Brutfuner Pastels. And let me get these guys sharpened real quick. And then we're just going to color in on this picture. It's a PDF printout, so I can print it out lots of times. So if I mess it up, no big deal. It's never a big deal. Man, that's a tough pencil. It's never a big deal because every mistake is a good learning experience. There we go. Now, a couple of these colors are close. But no cigar, and a couple of them are pretty dead on. I can't remember who's who. Okay. Except for the grays. The grays, I know the Brutfuner is darker. But also keep in mind too, the Brutfuner set is much larger than the Pasteltints. It does give a wider range of colors. I couldn't find a suitable blue set to really complement each other. There we go. And that one pink one was really tough. Because I don't know if you guys could hear it, but I could hear it stopping up the sharpener a little bit here. Okay, let's get this out of the way. So I can put my legs out. There we go. And this, of course, I got at coloringbliss.com. If you're like one of their premium members, or whatever the $5 a month is, they give you like 600 or so free PDF printouts. So there's that. We're going to go ahead and start with her shoes. And I'm going to go with Camellia, which is number 44 of the Pasteltints. And then the Brutfuners don't have color names, just numbers. And it's going to be Brutfuner 52. It's going to be hard to see because they got the bright silver. Yay. But we'll do this shoe here first. And don't worry, I'll come back in later and you know, just kind of, I guess, fix things. But as you can see here, oh, and I don't have my thingy on. My hand's gonna start hurting. Alright, give me a second. My wrist brace, that carpal tunnel, guys. Let me tell you. Alright, so there you see the Camellia. And then Brutfuner number 52. We're going to come in right behind there. And these are pretty much the same color. They do not look that different at all. The Brutfuner might be just like, nah, not even a tad lighter. They're the same color. And they lay down just as smooth. But if you could hear what the Brutfuner was doing in my electric sharpener, then you know it's made out of, you know, tough, cheap wood. Which is fine. I mean, if it's recycled wood or whatever, I don't care. I have excuse me, sharpeners that will handle that Brutfuner just nicely. They're made for those tough pencils. As you can see, they're the same color, and they both lay down very nicely. They're not super buttery. We can't compare just about any pencil to Prismacolors. I'd say the closest ones I've ever had to Prismacolors were the Caran Dash Luminance. But there we have it. We have the Camellia number 44 from the Pasteltints, and we have the Brutfuner number 52 pinks. And as you can see, even though their barrels are slightly different, they're the same color. All right, and then next we'll go ahead and I'm going to skip the greens for a second because I think they're a little off. I think the purples are fine. And I guess we'll do the bottom of her skirt in purple, or purplish colors, her dress. And then we're going to do Pasteltint Heather 41. And then we're going to do the Brutfuner number 36. And I'm pretty sure these are pretty close in color. And hopefully this will help you guys make informed decisions when buying pastel pencils. They're pretty much the same in the way they're coloring here on the Spring Hill 80-pound paper. It's the only paper I have right now for the printer. In the future, I may get some other papers made for the printer. We'll see. But for now, that's the only one I have. I just bought a giant used desk that's normally like 150 bucks for like 80 bucks to replace my wobbly folding table from all the colored pencils I have. They were literally making it bow in the middle. But yeah, these purples are pretty much the same color too. I'd say the Brutfuner might be just a hair darker and actually goes on a little bit better. The pinks definitely were the same. They laid down the same, they felt the same. They laid pigment the same. But yeah, I think the Brutfuner's number 36 is just a little bit darker than the Heather. I don't know if you guys can see the difference here, where it's just a little bit more blue than purple on the Heather, and then a little bit more purple on the purple 36 Brutfuner. But these were literally the closest I could find together. I did spend about 15 minutes trying to find pencils that would be close or close enough. Okay. And of course we aren't trying to make this picture look beautiful just yet. I may print it out. Oh, I'm definitely going to print it out again and color it with one of the others. I think she should be in all pastels. I might just do the Brutfuners since I've already done the Pasteltints. So there we go with the two purples. Again, that will be the Pasteltint Heather and Brutfuner number 36. Different colored barrels. Definitely the Brutfuner is a little bit darker than the Pasteltint. And on these particular two, I'm going to give the Brutfuner the bonus points because it does feel a lot better laying down on the Spring Hill paper. But like I said, the pinks were exactly the same. And this is why it's fun to experiment. Okay. We're going to make some lime green grass. What the heck? So for the grass, and I can't even read this one, it is Jasmine. I got to get it out of the light. Number 26 from the Pasteltints. And then the Brutfuner is number 45. So let's get these guys. And I think these guys are pretty much very different. And we'll do some of the grass here. Hopefully I've got the picture in view. I tried to take a peek. It looks like it's in there. If it's not, I'll redo the video. Okay. Now I'm going to do different blades just because I think the Brutfuner is just a little bit darker than the Castle Arts. Now this is really nice. That laid down really nicely. I like it. Okay. And here comes the Brutfuner. Yep, just slightly darker. And I mean just slightly. I don't even know if you could see the difference on camera. But I'm trying to decide if the Brutfuner feels just a little bit more buttery and soft, or if it's the same. I'm gonna have to do it again with the greens. I mean, I swear it feels about the same. They're so close. Okay, let's do the Pasteltint. I mean, again, they're both laying down the color very nicely. Okay. Yeah, I think, let me do the Brutfuner here, but I think I'm going to give the edge to the Brutfuner on this one too. Just barely though. I'm going to go ahead and call them the same. Because I mean, it's just barely a little bit softer than the pastel tint. And then again, that'll be, I'm not going to bother putting them up. Because you cannot read the Jasmine one. I can't even find it. There it is. The Jasmine is number 26 and 26? Yeah, 26 in the pastel tints. And then Brutfuner is number 45. And it's pastel colors. What in the heck am I going to do? Orange. Let's do this little mushroom top orange. Or orange-ish. It's kind of like an orange pink. And true to the name, Coral Blush number 8 in the pastel tint. And then Brutfuner number 16. Like I said, these are pretty close here. I think closer in color than the purples. Definitely closer in color than the grays. The grays are going to be noticeably off. But they were really, literally the closest colors I could find because Brutfuner didn't have very many grays. I think it has like 4 or 5 maybe. Maybe 3 or 4. Anyway, and then of course the pastel tint has technically only 1. But that weird rose color kind of comes off with a grayness. So I consider that to be a gray too. I use it as a lighter gray. But yeah, look at these guys. They're pretty much the same color. The Brutfuner might be a little bit lighter, a little bit more orange. That's what I'm trying to think of. It's a little bit more orange. And honestly, going down on the Spring Hill paper, they feel the same. Those greenish yellows were the hard ones to tell. Actually, you know what? I don't know if it's because it's a larger pencil. I mean, the barrel is larger, slightly larger, or what. But I'm actually going to go ahead and give it to the pastel tint on this one. It's a little bit more smooth and buttery. And I like the feel of it better. And of course, if you guys... yeah, now you can really tell a difference in the colors of the set. The pastel tint is definitely darker. That's okay though. Like I said, I can always reprint it if I don't like what is going on it right now. And we can use it for future combos and challenges and see who's better. But yeah, for that one, for the oranges, I'm going to give that to the pastel tint. Definitely the pastel tint. Then, of course, I'll try them again and see who I like better if it's the same. All right, the last but not least will be the grays, which will do the bottom here. And that's going to be Winterberry number 47 with the pastel tint. And for the Brutfuner, it's going to be number 33. Now, since it's a little bit darker, I'm going to start with the Brutfuner up towards the top. Well, that feels nice. And then the Castle Arts. That feels pretty nice too. Of course, I've been using Winterberry for a while, so I really enjoy it too. It's very smooth. Lays down the pigment really good. And you could definitely tell that the Brutfuner is darker. Sorry guys, I tried. But the grays are very, very limited. And while Brutfuner has more pinks and oranges and greens and blues, I just couldn't find anything in the pastel tints to be comparable. Blah, blah, blah. See, told you can't talk again tonight. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say they're the same on this one. Then we'll put them all down here. I honestly think if I did like a blind test, like if I were blind and somebody handed me the pencils, the difference would be so minuscule I wouldn't notice. But as you can see, the colors are very beautiful. They're very vibrant. It looks like Only the pinks and greens were actually pretty spot on with each other. Sorry about that. But I did try to find the closest colors possible. But hey, you know, no big deal. These purples are just so close to, in feeling. And so are the greens. I mean, I really like them. I really enjoy both sets. And they both go great in the Spring Hill paper. They both go great in the Maria Troll books, or Trolle. They go really, gosh, they're so smooth in her books. I love them. I don't think I've used the Brutfuners in Joanna's yet, but I've tried the Pasteltints and I didn't really care for that. I didn't really like them in Joanna's book. But trust me, there are plenty other pencils that work beautifully in her book. My Monarchs work great. Black Widow, Monarchs, whatever. And then my Prismacolors, of course, work great. Wasn't really impressed with how the Faber-Castell Polychromos felt. But I did really like the Prismacolor Verithins and the Faber-Castell World pencils. They're very similar pencils, and I really liked it. So there's that. Let's see here. Let's do another layer of pink. I don't even know which one's where. These two are without a doubt the same. If you put a blindfold on, you would not know which one you're using. I'm going to go ahead and say that both sets are really great sets to have. The Pastel Tint would probably be a great set to have to complement your other Castle Art sets. You know, they provide like the highlight colors for your Castle Arts, but those do have quite a few highlight colors too. Just the Pastel Tints would provide more. And then I believe the Brutfuners, they actually do complement the squares really nicely. They provide even more highlight colors, but the squares have such unique colors. Anyway, they provide a great complement to the squares as well. I don't know about the rounds because I don't own the rounds. And it looks like I'm going to give the Brutfuner Pastels a little bit of an edge over the Pastel Tints just because there's a larger variety. I believe there are 80 pencils. I can't remember. I ordered them off of Amazon UK. Let me see if I can figure it out. It's been a long time since I did that. Switch accounts, no. Maybe my account. Orders, gift cards, your lists. I can do it on my phone. I just don't think I could do it on the computer because I don't think I've ever done it that way. Or I switch over to Amazon UK. I know some people have found them on, oh shoot, what's its name? Wow, I'm very helpful with where to get your Brutfuners, huh? Let's see here, Brute. Let's see if they're in the American version yet. Funer Pastel colored pencils. No, it doesn't look. Oh, yes, they have. They've made it, and it is 80. Okay, so you could get on Amazon, and they take a while to ship it because it says get it Monday, January 31st to Tuesday, February 22nd. January 31st is my birthday. I should have ordered another set. Whereas, but anyway, the Brutfuner Pastels come in a set of 80. They might have smaller sets, they might have bigger sets, but I have the 80 set. And they're $31.99 on Amazon right now. Free shipping for us Prime members. And then, let's see here, the Castle Arts, I believe yesterday I mentioned you can get them at castlearts.com cheaper than on Amazon. Let me go to castlearts.com here. And then they might be out of pastel tint colored pencils. I know right now the Amazon is actually out. But you can get on castlearts.com, you can get the 48 set of pastel tints for $39.99. So basically you're getting fewer pencils for a higher cost. So if you really are on a tight budget, which many of us are, and it's hard to say no. I know it is, trust me. I've had to say no to so many pencils. I had to be a little bit more choosy. And I just saw something here on the Castle Arts website. You can get the pastel tints in a zip-up case for $49.99. And yeah, it's extremely, it's $10 more. Our unique and original range of 48 pastel pencils, named and numbered. Where are the other two though? Because what's weird is it says 50 premium quality pastel tint pencil set. Who are the other two? It doesn't tell you who the other two are. It just says our range of 48 pastel pencils. Just flip between the layers of protective, go anywhere padded fabric, zip around case. Which their cases aren't nice, I'm not gonna lie. And don't forget, they're running a special right now where you can get them 10%, get the stuff 10% off. I was really, really curious though, what are the other two colors in there? Would they be black and white maybe? It doesn't say. Okay. But whatevs. Maybe I'll have to ask Castle Arts, what's up with that? Why does it say 50 on the zipper case, but only 48 on the tin? Inquiring minds want to know. Anyway, hopefully this has been a short and sweet video for you guys tonight. It's kind of late in the making. I had been assembling the new desk, the new to me desk, all day. And I'll tell you what, sometimes Amazon has some really great deals. I got the desk, super cheap, nearly half off, because it was a return. And it said used, very good condition. The box may be damaged. And there still was on the desk one small nick. In fact, here, it's just got one small nick on it. And the rest of it's in great condition. I mean, that desk, it's so much bigger. I can put my printer on it now. Now my printer isn't sitting on that poor old thing. Every time you print, it's dancing around. And then the little nick is just right here. See, look at that. That's not bad. You get a $150 desk for like $80-90. It's not bad. And then everything fit on there. And I can hide the wires from the kitty in the back when I'm not using the printer hooked up to the laptop to print out stuff. The ice tray is a new art project. I'm just kidding, guys. I didn't feel like coming back up here to get my empty cup to put some ice in it, so I just brought the ice tray with me. Another neat thing that the desk came with, though, and it was supposed to hang off of the side of the desk here, is this little pocket. And it holds 3 of my cases of pens and markers. Pens, I think. All gel pens. It holds them pretty nicely. I mean, like, super nice. Love it. And then, of course, that's my stickers and spare parts. And that's work stuff. It's mostly like trash bags and paper plates and stuff from... I just didn't have the heart to get rid of it. It came from the office when we all worked in an office. So, oh yeah. And I finished a birdie today. It's not one that I'm really, really super proud of. But she does look a lot like my blue front Amazon Alexi. I think I made the tail a little too dark, but the rest of it I love. I drew in the leaves. The Karen Dash pastels didn't really like the paper, but they still went down pretty good. And that's what's surrounding the bird is the pastels. Pastel pencils. These guys. And then I used, who did I use? I know I used some Faber-Castells, but there was somebody else I was using too. Oh, I know who it was. The Unicorn Pencils. The QL C120s. So, and then, of course, I got all new labels. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. Anyway, thanks for stopping by and for watching my video. Please give it a thumbs up if you really liked it. Subscribe to my channel. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy coloring. Comments below. Take care, guys. Bye.